Last year, we cut the required reserve ratio, or RRR, twice by 25 basic points each. Last month, it was cut by another 50 basic points. That means we released about 1 trillion yuan in long-term liquidity at a time. At present, the statutory reserve ratio is 7% on average, and there is still room for future cuts.
The BOC Governor Pan Gongsheng there, who sees a possibility of more RRR cuts for Chinese banks, and he, along with China's finance and commerce chiefs, have defended Beijing's plan to grow the economy by around 5% this year. Our Greater China senior executive editor John Liu joins us now from the capital, and clearly the overwhelming reaction from markets and economists have been that this is a hugely ambitious goal without the fiscal intention to back it up. What are we hearing from Beijing?
Well, I think what we're hearing from Beijing is an attempt to explain how they're going to get to that 5%. As you said, Heidi, that is the big question being asked by finance, by markets. We saw the 5% goal, but we also saw the government keep its deficit at about 3%. So if there's not going to be a lot of additional fiscal spending, where is this growth going to come from? We heard from the central bank governor there could be more monetary loosening, the RRR cut. We also heard from the head of the National Planning Agency that China is going to try and accelerate urbanization by issuing more hukou, the permits that allow rural residents to move to the city and enjoy the same social benefits that urban dwellers would themselves.
And John, at that same press conference, we heard from other government officials or policymakers as well, just talking about China's exports and what we've seen so far in the first 2 months of the year. Just talk us through the numbers and also the significance of that, again, that once again we're having economic data being sort of front run ahead of the actual official release.
So we are expecting an increase in trade and exports for the first 2 months of this year, so January and February. That being announced by the Commerce Minister before the official data was released. I believe that's supposed to be coming today, maybe. I might be wrong about it. I need to double check. But I think it underlines this change in approach from government officials here. We had an RR cut announced by the central bank governor before that was made official. We had the premier announcing what GDP growth for 2023 was before that came out officially. It seems like the government officials are realizing if they announce these figures with a bit of surprise when it comes to timing, they get more bang for their buck.